In the headlines, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike replies Minister of State for Budget and National Planning Clement Agba over development projects in various states. Troops in Kaduna exchange fire with bandits, free 10 victims. IGP Usman Baba challenges court arrest, files motion before Federal High Court in Abuja. And on the international scene, Burkina Faso's junta leader confirms coup attempt. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. And now the news in detail. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has reproached the Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, Clement Agba, for lack of understanding on how governors plan development projects in their various states. Governor Wike made the comment at the inauguration of the 13.86-kilometer road in Olua Rumodogo community in Emohua local government area. The report.
Disagrees with the minister's comment on governors being causes of poverty in Nigeria as they give more emphasis on building flyovers, airports and other projects in state capitals while neglecting to invest in rural communities to directly uplift the living standard of the people.
I've heard one of the ministers, I don't know which of the ministry, because I don't normally like to remember where they come, I don't know. With the service, the Minister of State for Budget or this and that, I don't know. You know, when they go on television, they open their mouth and talk anyhow. He said, oh, governors are the problem. They don't do rural roads. And I asked him, where and where have you been? You just sit down there. You have not been to anywhere to go and check whether there have been rural roads that have been done or not.
He then charged the people of Rumodogo to use their votes to choose leaders that will work for them and not allow themselves be used by selfish politicians.
A governor then that had all the money, God gave him all the money. He refused to do this road. And he said, we will not get money. He thinks that people of Rumodogo will still be backward. God said, no. The time has come for Rumodogo to be remembered. The time has come that people must know a community, Kwarumodogo. And today is your day. And you have to tell them, you will pay them back with your PVC card. You will pay them back for the suffer they gave to you. So what is my crime today in the Niger Delta State? What did I do? What I said, God, I thank you for using Muhammadu Buhari to give me money to do this road I'm doing. Did I commit any offense?
Speaking on the road project, Rivers State Commissioner for Special Projects, Deima Iyala, said the Rumodogo 1 and 2 road is a rural road that will benefit agrarian communities for ease of movement, thereby increasing economic activities and enhanced property value.
Still in Rivers State, the PDP Presidential Campaign Council in the state says no one can stop its meetings geared towards canvassing for votes for the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar in the state. Director General of PDP Presidential Campaign Council, Abiye Sekibo in Rivers State, stated this while addressing PDP stakeholders in Okrika local government area. He and other stakeholders of the party said the campaign council does not require permission from the local authority to hold its meeting in the local government and urged party faithful electorates to ensure that the party emerges victorious in the 2023 election.
We didn't need the local government council chairman permission to gather as we have gathered today. So they should not go and punish the young man for nothing. Any attempt to stop us here, that means that you don't want your government to be at peace. We stand for peace. We stand for peace. We stand for truth. We stand for justice. But if you bring injustice, we shall deal with it.
PDP in Okrika, working for the success of our dear presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, was nearly disrupted by the chairman of council, who came with a group of people here to disrupt our meeting, but for the overwhelming presence of security agents that stemmed that tide. We want to advise Rivers people not to be afraid. Stand firm. You have the freedom to meet anywhere so long as it's a lawful and peaceful assembly.
The governors of Rivers and Benue states, Nyesom Wike and Samuel Ortom, have challenged President Muhammadu Buhari to expose governors responsible for stealing local government funds. The governors threw the challenge to the president on Friday during the inauguration of the Mbo-Simili internal roads in Rivers State. President Buhari had in a speech at the presidential parley for members of the Senior Executive Course 44 2022 batch of the National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies NIPS at the State House, said that the state governors steal allocations meant for the local governments. By reacting to the allegation, Governor Wike denied ever taking funds meant for the local government since he assumed office as governor in 2015. He challenged the president to name governors that are doing that, as his statement could be termed class defamation. Corroborating his colleague's remark, Governor Ortom also denied touching funds meant for local government, saying that their funds go to them directly from the Federation account. The National Security Advisor, Babagana Monguno, has warned state governors using thugs to prevent opposition from mounting campaign materials in their domains that security agency will soon descend on them. Anchoring the ministerial briefing at the State House on Thursday, Monguno further warned that there will be no hiding place for perpetrators when the law enforcement agencies take steps. The NSA, who was reacting to reports of state governors implementing policies that prevent the presence of opposition campaign materials in the states, blamed the action on what he called inferiority complex. He cautioned the governors to restrain their thugs from what he described as a cabal regime, reminding them that President Muhammadu Buhari had given clear directives that the 2023 election must be free, fair, and credible. On the persistent attacks on INEC offices, particularly after he had promised to deal decisively with the attackers, he assured that the situation will be handled. Kaduna State Government has confirmed that security operatives have destroyed bandit hideouts in Birnin Gwari, Giwa, Igabi, and Chikun local government areas and freed 10 kidnapped victims. Commissioner, Ministry of Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwan, confirmed this in a statement on Friday. The statement indicated that air components of Operation World Punch dislodged and destroyed bandit hideouts in different locations in Kaduna State. The statement further said the operatives recovered motorcycles and dangerous weapons in Birnin Gwari local government area. Similarly, troops of Operation Forest Sanity conducted fighting patrols along the Giam, Kuriga, Manini, Udawa, Buruku Road in Birnin Gwari local government area and exchanged fire with the bandits who ran into the bush, while AK-47 rifles, 7 motorcycles, 9 rounds of ammunition, among others, were seized. The Zamfara State Police Command has arrested a suspected female gun runner for supplying arms and ammunition to the notorious armed bandits known as Dawa. The suspect, Gaje Abdullahi, a native of Katsina, who was arrested on November 29 by police tactical operatives, is accused of giving information to bandits. While parading the suspect alongside 6 others at the command headquarters on Thursday in Gusau, the police public relations officer, Muhammad Shehu, said the suspects were arrested for offenses related to banditry, arms supply, intimidation, and extortion. The police also arrested 6 other suspected bandits and kidnappers alleged to be sending messages to members of communities to pay levies or face attacks. The suspects are Jamilu Muhammad of Gadar Manya village, Zayyan Ubarmo of Manya Baba village, Abubakar Usman of Mandau village, Lowly Girkau of Girkau Village, Salah Girkau of Girkau Village, and Abubakar Yahaya of Tungarmani Village. Still on security, bandits have killed 7 persons and abducted 5 others in separate attacks on some communities in Goronyo and Sabon-Birni local government area of Sokoto State. The communities attacked include Bare, Kagara, Kojio in Goronyo local government area and Faji village in Sabon-Birni local government area. It was reported that 6 persons were killed at Bare and 1 at Kagara. The bandits also reportedly broke into some shops and looted some goods. The chairman of Goronyo Local Government Council, Abdulwahab Goronyo, confirmed the attack, saying the bandits also rustled several livestock in the villages. According to him, the attacks took place on Wednesday around 4 p.m. At Faji village, the bandits were said to have abducted 5 persons, including a man and his 2 wives. The Sokoto Police Command is yet to confirm the incident. Away from that story, the National Judicial Council has set up 15 high-powered probe panels to investigate alleged gross misconduct against 15 federal and state high court judges. The probe panels will determine the culpability of the judges in the various petitions filed against them by individuals and corporate bodies. A statement issued on Friday by the Director of Information, NJC, Soji Oye, in Abuja, said the decision to investigate the judges was taken at its 99th meeting, presided over by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola. The decision, the statement said, was sequel to the submission of recommendations of 3 preliminary complaint assessment committees, which considered 66 petitions forwarded to them by the council from across the federation. But the statement did not name the judges to be probed, their divisions, and their nature of the alleged offenses. Chairman of the Senate Committee on Petroleum Upstream and Governorship candidate of the Young Progressives Party in Akwa Ibom State, Senator Basi Akpan, has been sentenced to 42 years in a correctional facility by a federal high court, Uyo, for corruption. Senator Akpan, who was prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, has been taken to Ikot Ekpene Custodial Center, Akwa Ibom State, to serve his term. He was accused of receiving bribes for 12 cars worth 254 million naira from an oil marketer, Olajide Omokore, during his tenure from 2010 to 2014 as Commissioner for Finance in Akwa Ibom State. You're still watching Trust News Update, coming up after the break. Academic Staff Union of Universities, Nnamdi Azikiwe University chapter staged protest over unpaid salaries. Do stay with us.
Now, as part of efforts to support Africa's goal of strengthening...
Now, looking at the activity chart, as you can see right here, a total volume of 130...
Created a Boko Haram crisis that at that time was restricted to Yobe.
How secure are they? You can see security men with blood.
This is the road leading up to the...
Really, if you look at English squad, you are looking at EPL, you are looking at their names. You are not looking at...
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. You're still watching Trust News Update. Here's a recap of our top stories. We told you that Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike replies Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, Clement Agba, over development projects in various states. We also told you that troops in Kaduna exchange fire with bandits, rescues 10 victims. Moving to other news, Jigawa State has been ranked as having the highest percentage of multidimensionally poor children in the nation at 73.9%. This was included in the results of the 2021 Multiple Indicator Cluster Survey, which was released in August 2022. The UNICEF Kano Chief Field Officer Rahama Rihiod Mohammed Farah disclosed this during the launch of the MICS-6 in Dutse, the Jigawa state capital. The research, according to Farah, is alarming because it reveals the precarious condition of kids, or the kids are in, and their bleak future. He said the survey results, however, show that the state was significantly improved in some indicators, such as child immunization coverage from 2011 to 2021, achieving a 37% decrease in under 5 mortality. Moving on to education, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Nnamdi Azikiwe University chapter, has staged a protest over unpaid salaries. They protested within the school's premises in Awka, the Anambra state capital. The report.
The protesting lecturers carried placards with different inscriptions around the school premises, chanting solidarity songs to express their displeasure. Students also supported the union and urged the federal government to do the needful. Addressing journalists, chairman of the union, Stephen Ofuaro, said weeks into their return to work after the 8-month strike due to intervention by the court, the government still refuses to honor the agreement and pay salaries arrears.
Some of them in power were given the opportunity to go abroad and study. Yes. Some of them, their parents are peasant farmers who cannot afford their education. But today they are in the position to make education free. But they are starving our lecturers, they are starving our students. When you starve a lecturer, you have starved a student.
Yeah. Now we are asking that government must, as a matter of urgency, implement that agreement, will enter with government, and then release the salaries of our members that have been withheld, because the work that we are not done when we are on strike are being done currently as we speak. We are going back to do the work we left before we went on strike, and we are doing the work.
Addressing the protesters, the Vice Chancellor, Charles Esimone, called on the government to, as a matter of urgency, pay up their salaries, as there could be consequences for the government's persistent negligence to the plight of the union.
And I commended them very strongly for their commitment, because people are spending hours, sleepless nights, teaching, trying to cover for the 8 months that was lost. Some in the process are down in health. A lot of people are falling sick now because of the pressure, trying to meet up with that work that we have not done. So we have not erred in any way. We have done our job and we're still doing our job. We're going to take this message to our employers, the governing council, so that they will in turn also make a strong statement to the government. The government need to consider the plight of all of us who are here. They need to consider the plight of academics in this nation. Whatever will be done to restore the dignity of academia is in the hands of our government, and I know they know what to do.
The university teachers are hopeful that the federal government will be, in the coming days, honor its agreement with the union and pay up the outstanding salaries.
Borno State government on Friday said 10 cholera patients are currently undergoing treatment in the northeastern state. The Commissioner for Health and Human Services, Arab Mohammed, disclosed this in Maiduguri while giving an update on the government's efforts in addressing cholera and other infectious diseases among the internally displaced persons relocated to liberated communities. He said the patients were being treated in government hospitals in the state capital, adding that immunization for measles is ongoing across camps and settlements in those communities. According to Mohammed, potable drinking water and healthcare facilities with drugs are provided in the IDP settlements. The Commissioner also received a 20-bed capacity healthcare facility constructed by partners on behalf of the state government at Bama, one of the liberated towns hosting thousands of IDPs. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back afterwards.
Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Let's now move on to the international scene. Burkina Faso's military chief captain Ibrahim Traoré spoke on a recent coup attempt against his government on Thursday and acknowledged that some army units desire to take control. After suspicions of a coup attempt against the interim government spread on social media last weekend, demonstrators posing as Traoré's supporters gathered in the city on Sunday night and Monday to voice their opposition to the supposed coup attempt. Speaking to representatives of civil society and the clergy in the nation's capital, Ouagadougou, Traoré claimed that while he was aware of the offenders, he prefers to engage them in dialogue as opposed to arresting them. The president requested everyone's help since, according to the report, certain forces are attempting to thwart government initiatives and lower morale. The captain asked the participants to be vigilant and be ready because the path to democratic rule will not be easy. Still on the foreign scene, Kenyan President William Ruto has suspended 4 electoral commissioners for refusing to certify the results of the most recent presidential election, which he won. The 4 officials could be fired from their positions as a result of the tribunal's investigation into them for flagrant misbehavior, major violations of the law, and incompetence, according to Ruto's announcement on Friday. However, Ruto's action has been denounced by opposition leader Raila Odinga as part of a government scheme to rig the 2027 elections. Ruto was proclaimed the victor when just 50.5% of the vote separated him from Odinga. However, 4 out of the 7 commissioners, including the vice chairperson, declared the results to be opaque and the tally to be incorrect. Over to sports now. Thrilled by the facilities provided by Delta State for the ongoing 21st National Sports Festival, President Muhammadu Buhari has commended Governor Ifeanyi Okowa for fulfilling his promise to host a befitting festival. Buhari, represented by the Sports Minister Sunday Dare, spoke at the Stephen Keshi Stadium, Asaba, on Wednesday while declaring the games open. With the unity of Nigeria severely threatened at the end of the Nigerian Civil War in 1970, the then head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, introduced the National Sports Festival in 1973 as an avenue to bring together youths from all parts of the country to compete, using sports as a tool for national unity. In Asaba on Wednesday, Buhari reiterated the position of the competition as an avenue for scouting young, talented athletes that will represent the country at the international level. Meanwhile, Governor Okowa has assured all athletes, coaches, and administrators of adequate security throughout the duration of the National Sports Festival. And finally, in sports, the Nigerian para volley Federation says plans are currently in top gear for the 2022 West Africa Sitting Volleyball Championship, with teams expected to arrive in Nigeria on December 10, 2022. The West Africa Paravolley sponsored competition will be hosted by the Nigeria Paravolley Federation. According to the schedule released by the Federation, the technical meeting for participating teams will hold on December 11, while the Para Beach Volley will be launched in Nigeria on December 12. Participating clubs from the Republic of Benin and Ghana have already been confirmed, while those from Sierra Leone, which will join their Nigerian counterparts in the first ever competition of the West African Paravolley, are still awaiting confirmation. Explaining the idea behind the competition, he said although it does not serve as a qualification for any international tournament, it is the first step for many federations within the West African sub-region to develop the sport within their countries. And with that, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. Thanks for watching.